Don't jump, senor. Don't worry, I didn't jump. This is a view of Lima, Peru, one of the noisiest cities in the world. That is a view of fried chicken. That is a view of raw fish and pisco sour. Welcome to Lima, the capital of Peru, and it's really a great place to eat, but not much else. The city has a reputation for being very polluted and quite dangerous. And another thing that I noticed there was it's very, very noisy with traffic 24 hours a day. Now, I'm going to be telling you why I chose to stay away from Miraflores and Barranco and enjoy a more genuine experience, if not just away from the tourist traps and all the gringos that inhabit this city. Right now, what you're seeing is Calle de las Pizzas, Pizza Street, they call it. I did not see a single pizzeria, to be honest. But this is the hub. This is the central part of Miraflores where people go walk up and down just to be seen or just to see things. It's brightly lit, it's very safe, and if you want to spend a bit of money and be surrounded by other people that don't know what else to do with their life, then I advise you to check out Calle de las Pizzas. And I sat down. So here I am sitting down waiting for my drink, and over there it seems like there's some more gringos doing more or less what I'm doing. People sometimes spend their entire Friday or Saturday night just walking up and down this street, actually, to be honest. Not doing much. Maybe they don't have the money to spend in the bars, but they still want to be out. A sudden change of scenery. We are in Avenida Almonte Miguel Grau, which is in Barranco, just next to Miraflores. It's a very upmarket, commercial residential part of Lima, very safe, and it happens to be the place where you'll see most of the Airbnbs listed are in this area. Very clean, very tidy, but not reflecting the real Lima, Peru. The real Lima, Peru is also quite terrifying, so maybe it's a good idea to stay in Barranco. But, caveat, change of scenery once again. Since this was the second time I went to Lima and got pretty bored of staying in Barranco because, to be honest, it's a little sterile. It's very safe and all of those types of things, but it's also a little disappointing because you're very quickly going to get tired of the same 3 or 4 restaurants that there are there. You're going to get a little bit tired of the scenery, as beautiful as it may be. I took a gamble, and for the sake of adventure and discovery, I went to an area north of Miraflores called Lince, Lince. I found an Airbnb accommodation there quite easily, well priced, and I'm very happy with the decision because, as you can see from this walk, so many neon lights for different restaurants, all kinds of food, and I mean shopping malls and bars, and just not the type of places that usually the gringos go to. This is locally inhabited, which is a pleasant change because the first time I was in Lima, I was disappointed in that it lacked the authentic experience. And so I ate here as we're approaching here. That is a 24-hour diner that does all kinds of things, and I loved it. Fantastic. Huge portions at half the price of anything in Barranco and Miraflores, and it felt genuine. It felt like the type of place where local people would eat. And one thing has to be said, Peru probably has the most fantastic food in South America. I don't want to discredit any of the other countries and their food, but there's just something in terms of variety and ingredients which sets Peru apart. I do love Argentinian and Paraguayan food and other South American countries. They all do well, but there's just something magical about Peru. They've got a lot of indigenous traditional ingredients and foods and modern fusion takes. I'm sure that there's plenty of videos on YouTube where you can see where someone can explain to you that in depth the complexities and delicacies of Peruvian food, but that's not what I'm here to do. What I'm doing right now is I'm walking towards another 24-hour restaurant called Las Siete Sopas, the Seven Soups. It's a very famous restaurant in Peru. They have a soup of the day for every day of the week, essentially. They specialize in soups. They do an amazing chicken soup, which you'll see soon enough. And there's usually a line to get in, and it's great. It's not the cheapest place where you'll get to eat, but it's definitely worth it. It's not expensive by any stretch of the imagination. See, I'm approaching it now. I went when it was a bit quiet. I went a bit early, and this was quite the gastronomical experience. Siete sopas, 7 soups. This is the sign order here. And I was waiting there for a table. The wait staff is dressed appropriately. They're directing me to my table, as you can see. One lonely eater prepared to sit down, and there's an open plan kitchen there, serving out some of the finest soups you can imagine. There's the prices at the time, from 9 to 29. If you can read Spanish, good for you. That's the list of... They've got a bit of everything. See, they've also got like barbecue stuff, and they've got soup, and they've got fried foods. I ordered far too much food because I didn't really understand the quantities before I ordered anything. But I felt a little bit sick afterwards, but not because it was bad, just because I put too much food in my belly. Yes. This is the sopa de gallo. It's chicken soup, as you can see, like an entire chicken breast in there, a hard-boiled egg, and it's not noodles, but something interesting, spaghetti in this consomme-style soup. Then I decided, hey, it'd be a good idea if I got a plate full of chicken tenders served on a bed of chips or French fries if you're American. Delicious dipping sauces. And then I thought, well, why don't I get drunk in the process, and had myself the pisco sour. I won't film me eating, but it was really difficult to film this part of the video where I had to walk with the camera and digest at the same time. I won't be doing that again. This is an extended section of that restaurant, Siete Sopas. And people dine outdoors. The weather in Lima, Peru is generally quite good all year round. I mean, some people have long sleeves and dressing like it's cold, but I found it was fine. I think it was in the low 20s. This is the lower end of that shopping district where I was, walking towards my apartment in Lince. And that's where I filmed the opening section of this video. Beautiful view of Lima, but to be honest, Lima, Peru is very big, but it's not the most beautiful city in South America I've been to. It's definitely the noisiest. If you go to Lima, Peru, be prepared to hear horns honking day and night. And I mean, at any time of the night, you'll hear honking horns. I don't know what the road rules are in Lima, Peru, but people don't have much patience, or it seems like everybody else doesn't know how to drive. So I even heard construction noises in the building next to mine at 3 a.m, people drilling holes in walls. So Lima, Peru seems to be the noisiest city, and probably the city with the worst traffic that I've seen anywhere in the world. From what I've been told, it has a population of 12 million. Yet they have, listen to me, they have no subway, they have no underground trains. All their traffic is above ground. Now they are building and expanding something of a train network, but I've seen pictures of how badly congested the trains are. Unbelievable. I mean, if you think you've seen congestion on trains in India and thought that was bad, or anywhere in Asia. Well, wait until you see Lima. So in short, be prepared to suffer the traffic congestion, be it on a train or be it on the road in a car. They do have Uber and things like that, so it's pretty easy to get around. And now for a change of scenery altogether. This is what do you call the end of the trip. This is the brand new airport, and it had only been open a few months before this. As you can see, it's all very new. But to be perfectly honest, I don't understand what the point of this thing was, because it's just as far as the other airport was, and the other airport didn't seem too bad. Maybe this has more runways or whatever. I'm not that into it, but it doesn't feel like much of an improvement or a change as a passenger. You arrive, you get into a taxi or an Uber, and you go to your place. I mean, the old airport and the new airport are both equally as inconvenient to get to as each other. So Lima knows why it did this, not me. It will cost you approximately $20 in a taxi or Uber to go to and from the airport. It will take a minimum of 30 minutes, but can take 45 minutes to an hour. That is what you need to plan to. Although the check-in process at this airport is quite easy and fast. You can also self-check in with a lot of airlines, which saves a lot of problems. My closing thoughts before leaving is that Lima, Peru, is the gateway to Machu Picchu, as most people know. It's the capital. The food is fantastic, but it's also quite polluted, heavily trafficked, and can be quite dangerous if you're in the wrong area. So my recommendation would be, sure, go, but your expectations in Lima, Peru have to be different than to many other places in South America you'll go for a holiday. I'll end this video with a fireworks display which happened just below my apartment in Barranco on my first night there. It's a nice way to say goodbye. I thank you for watching, and I hope that we can be friends after this.